All right, my friends, welcome to another video lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be discussing masking in order to clean up the rest of the area that we didn't take care of with our chroma key process using the Ultra Key effect. So in this step, we're going to use what's called an opacity mask to remove everything else around our subject that we couldn't using the chroma key process. So what we're going to do is make sure that our clip is selected here, head up to the effect controls once again, and I'm going to twirl up the Ultra Key. I don't want that exposed because I don't want to get confused between the mask controls for opacity and the mask controls for Ultra Key. You do not want to use the ones that are in Ultra Key. This happens all the time when I do this in class. So let's twirl that up and let's head up to opacity here. And make sure you're using the masking controls there for opacity. I'm going to click on the pen tool, and as soon as I do that, a mask is generated. Now this is where a lot of people get into trouble. What they'll do is they'll double click this control and accidentally put more than one mask in. As soon as I double click, I get mask 1 and mask 2. You want to single click this. So if you do accidentally get another mask generated, you just click on it, highlight it, and use the large delete key to get rid of it, or the backspace key on a PC. So again, single click that pen tool. Now, when you're doing this, it's a lot easier to reduce the size of the viewable area here so you can get outside the frame with your tool. You see if I roll off the edge here, I lose my pen tool and it goes back to just my regular mouse pointer. So if I reduce the size of the frame, I'm gonna go down to, let's try 50%. Let's go down to 25%. Okay, and now you can see I get outside the frame and I have the ability to still use my pen tool outside. And it's important that we do that because we want to be able to make this mask actually go off the edge of the frame. So what we're going to do is draw an area around our subject here to exclude from the frame. So we're going to identify an area where only what's inside of it will be included and everything else will be deleted. Okay, so I'm going to click here to start drawing my mask. So I'm just going to click and draw a point, and I'm going to go up and draw another one just to the side of my interview subject a little bit. And I'm going to make basically an arch around him like this. And I'm giving a nice wide area around him here because he does move a little bit and I don't want him to go off the edge of the mask. So just making basically an arch around him. Now what I want to do is head over to my first point here to complete and close this shape that I'm making here. And when I roll over that, you can see I get this little circle around the pen tool itself. When I have that, basically what that means is as soon as I click this, I'm going to close the shape and the mask will actually take effect. So watch what happens when I do that to everything outside of the shape. Boom, gone. So now I'm going to click off of the word mask here onto just opacity, and you can see we have completely removed everything from behind our subject. Why don't we go back to Ultra Key here and twirl that down, head to Composite, Alpha Channel. Look at this. Look how wonderfully clean this is. Just the interview subject, nothing else. So whatever is white will not allow video from underneath it to pass through. Whatever is black will. This is called an alpha channel. The black area passes through. The white area does not. All right, so let's go back to composite. Cool. All right. So that is using an opacity mask to get rid of everything that we couldn't with our Ultra Key effect. Now, if I turn off the opacity mask, boom, that stuff comes back. If I turn off Ultra Key, boom, we're right back where we started. Now let's turn off just the opacity mask and not the Ultra Key. Look at that. We just cut it out. Now we turn back on our Ultra Key, bam, clean key. Looks really good. Super sharp, nice. All right, that completes the masking step of our process here. I'll see you in the next video lesson where we start putting stuff behind our interview subject and using some effects to make it work a little bit better.